Apotheosis Chapter 28. To be able to become the leader of this group of landowning households, the blue-clothed young master's strength was naturally not weak. When he saw that Luo Zheng dared to rush towards him, the blue-clothed young master grinned hideously. His two fists turned into claws and directly grabbed at Luo Zheng. Azure Dragon Claws. Do you think you can run away? These claws were extraordinarily powerful. They were like dragon claws, baring their fangs and brandishing their claws towards Luo Zheng's head. Luo Zheng's expression did not change. He suddenly leaned sideways and unexpectedly slipped through the gap between the blue-clothed young master's claws. Luo Zheng's shoulder bumped into the blue-clothed young master, and the blue-clothed young master fell to the ground with his head raised. Luo Zheng's movements did not stop. The moment the blue-clothed young master fell to the ground, he flipped over and arrived behind the blue-clothed young master. He pressed his hand against the blue-clothed young master's neck and said in a deep voice, "Whoever dares to come over, I will eliminate him." Seeing that the blue-clothed young master was restrained, all the landowning household's children stopped one by one. This blue-clothed young master was the youngest son of the family Zhuge. His name was Zhuge Hong. Since childhood, he had been resourceful. Today's checkpoint was also organized by Zhuge Hong. He was the core figure of this group of landowning households' children. At present, Zhuge Hong was under the opponent's control. As long as the opponent exerted a little force, Zhuge Hong would be eliminated. Therefore, no one dared to act rashly. "Friend, if you let go of me, I can let you go." Zhuge Hong was also a person with a very good brain. Under Luo Zheng's coercion, he did not panic. "Do you think I will believe your words?" Luo Zheng asked rhetorically. In terms of fists and feet, in fact, Luo Zheng could rely on his tyrannical body to kill his way out of here. However, this group of landowning households' children basically had magical weapons in their hands. Some of them even had high-grade magical weapons. Although his body was as hard as a magical weapon, if he was stabbed by one of those magical weapons, his end would not be good. Therefore, holding this guy hostage was the safest way. "Tell these guys to disperse. My surname is Zhuge. Do you know?" Zhuge Hong said coldly. Landowning households were also divided into ranks. There were a total of more than 30 families in the imperial capital that were conferred the title of landowning households, but only 7 of them were truly colossal. They were the Wei River Pei family, the Divine Needle family Zhu, the Heavenly Dragon Huang family, the Forbidden Yu family, the Qilunyun family, the Forgotten River Meng family, and the Divine Fortune Teller family Zhuge. The 7 aristocratic families were the mainstays of the entire empire. They were the true aristocratic families. Although Zhuge Hong was only a collateral descendant of the family Zhuge, his status and future were much higher than the direct descendants of the other noble families. This was also the reason why Zhuge Hong was so confident. He thought that as long as he revealed his identity, no one would dare to touch him even if he stood there. Unfortunately, his opponent was Luo Zheng. To be honest, when Luo Zheng heard that his surname was Zhuge, he also felt a little scared. The 7 noble clans were the great clans that had established the empire together with the late emperor. It could be said that the history of the 7 noble clans was as long as the empire's history. And Luo Zheng was born in a small village. Even an ordinary noble family was a colossus to him, not to mention the 7 noble clans. The family Zhuge has such a great reputation. However, I'm sorry. I must pass this trial of blood and fire. Tell them to move aside, or else. You're out. As he spoke, Luo Zheng increased the strength of his hand by 2 points. Zhuge Hong's face flushed red. Entering the Blue Cloud sect to participate in the trial of blood and fire was only a game for Zhuge Hong. This guy really didn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Didn't he know the consequences of angering the family Zhuge? Feeling humiliated, Zhuge Hong instantly became furious. In any case, he was in the illusion array, so he wouldn't die. At worst, he could just participate again next month. Thus, Zhuge Hong ignored Luo Zheng's hand that was strangling his neck and actually wanted to fight back. Unfortunately, just as Zhuge Hong moved, Luo Zheng's hand gently twisted. Zhuge Hong's neck suddenly made a crack sound and was broken by Luo Zheng. Without waiting for Zhuge Hong to truly die and be eliminated, Luo Zheng lifted Zhuge Hong's body and threw it towards the group of noble clans. Those noble clans simply didn't expect that Luo Zheng would be so decisive. They only saw Zhuge Hong's body crash towards them and fall to the ground. Surrounded by little dots of light, they finally reacted. Zhuge Hong had already been eliminated. In the time it took for them to be stunned, Luo Zheng had already broken through the encirclement of those noble clans and dashed towards the third level. Those descendants of landowning households reacted, and naturally brandished their profound weapons, and chased after him in hot pursuit. At the same time, a burst of cheers erupted outside the Blood Mountain. Beautiful. This kid is calm in the face of danger. He has the demeanor of a great general. Hey, what a cunning little guy. Such a big commotion in the Blood Mountain attracted the attention of all the mentors early on. At first, the mentors didn't pay attention to Luo Zheng. They were more attracted by the tower-like brawny man who was brandishing a big sword and taking the lead to break through the checkpoint. However, after the tower-like brawny man rushed over, Luo Zheng turned around to save people. He kicked out a noble clan's descendant with a punch and then quickly surrounded Zhuge Hong. When Zhuge Hong tried to fight back, he decisively killed Zhuge Hong. He used Zhuge Hong's elimination to attract the attention of others while he himself escaped without a trace. This series of actions attracted the attention of all the mentors. These mentors quickly checked Luo Zheng's information. At the same time, they wanted to switch to Luo Zheng's image in the letter tablet. At this time, they discovered that the image following Luo Zheng was blurry and couldn't be seen clearly. What's going on? An impatient mentor immediately shouted at Zhong Ming. The trial of blood and fire was under Zhong Ming's sole responsibility. They wanted to switch to Luo Zheng's body, but they couldn't see the scene they wanted to see. Naturally, they had to scold Zhong Ming. Zhong Ming, why can't we see this person's image? What's the problem? Several mentors were also a little anxious. Previously, they could still observe Luo Zheng from other people's perspectives. However, now that Luo Zheng had run far away, they naturally couldn't see him. Zhong Ming was also full of depression. Before the Blood Mountain trial, whether it was the disciple token or the thousands of large and small illusory arrays on the Blood Mountain, they were all checked. It was almost impossible for there to be a problem. Moreover, in the past few decades, he had never encountered such a problem. Why did a problem suddenly appear today? Looking at the image on the letter tablet, only that brat's image was blurry. The problem must be with that brat. That brat's disciple token. Wait a minute. Zhong Ming seemed to remember something. Before that brat set off, Mentor Su had checked that brat's disciple token. He finally understood that Mentor Su had tampered with that disciple token. Just as Zhong Ming was about to open his mouth to speak, he suddenly felt a chill rush up his spine. This bone-chilling chill made him unable to move. He turned his head and saw Mentor Su looking at him with an icy gaze. It seemed that as long as he spoke, she would kill him on the spot. Thus, Zhong Ming abruptly swallowed the words he wanted to say back into his stomach. Mentor Su's face was shrouded in a layer of cold air. In fact, she wasn't afraid that Zhong Ming would reveal that she had tampered with the disciple token. What annoyed her was that Luo Zheng had clearly passed through the checkpoint easily. Why did he return to save people? It was because of saving people that he got into trouble. As a result, all the mentors had seen Luo Zheng's performance. Mentor Su knew that today's fierce battle was unavoidable. Although her status was high and her position was special, as a mentor of the 33 Peaks, in order to fight for an outstanding disciple, she had always been willing to do anything. Looking at Luo Zheng's agile figure running through the letter tablet, Mentor Su shook her head helplessly. She tried her best to recruit him into the Xiao Yufeng without batting an eyelid. However, this brat wasn't easy to deal with. He was the type of person who would feel uncomfortable if he didn't cause a scene. Mentor Su clenched her teeth and whispered, "Brat, wait until I recruit you into the Xiao Yufeng. See how I torture you. See how I